Welcome to a special edition of the Not North Sports Podcast, the home of sports talk for everyone. I'm David.
I'm Jason.
And today we have special guests with us. Baseball Together. You gentlemen want to introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
Shaking. They call me Blackjack Brad. Yeah, and I'm Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes.
Why don't you tell our listeners about yourselves and the Baseball Together Network?
Go ahead. Okay, so the Baseball Together podcast is where it all kind of started. We are supporting our apparel company called 9+ Us, which, you know, is changing.
It is changing.
That's a tease here, by the way. But thank you, Jason, for repping the shop. Appreciate that. So we decided that Brad and I, we met in college. Brad was my sports editor at the student newspaper. And a handful of years later, I said, come on, we got to do something big. We got to do something different. And we ended up joining forces to start a podcast, start an apparel shop. There's a lot of backstory into that. But the point is, here we are. We're about to record our 100th episode of our podcast, the Baseball Together podcast. And we have since expanded to the Baseball Together Network. Brad, tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's really the whole thing is that we're all about the fan experience, right?
Yep.
Top to bottom fan experience. So we wanted to bring, I guess it comes from the Big City series, right?
It really does, yeah.
So Brig put together these T-shirts, and it's just the Baseball Together logo. I don't actually have it on. I almost put it on earlier.
I was wearing it earlier, and I changed. I don't know why.
But anyways,
it's this one. Here, I'll show it on the show. Here.
So we called the Big City series, and so then I had this idea: what if we had podcasts for each individual series, for each individual city? And so we built it out. Jason has been kind enough to host a podcast for us, the Philly Baseball Together podcast. I'm doing the Seattle Baseball Together podcast.
Yep.
Brig is hopefully going to have more time next year to do the Bronx Baseball Together podcast.
Correct.
And we built it out also into, I'm doing a daily podcast, which is probably going to kill me, but I love it so much. It's totally going to be worth it. So we have a bunch of podcasts now. So we have the Baseball Together Network, and it's very exciting.
It is very exciting. Yeah. We love it. And it's kind of been one of those things that we knew we would grow into, and it's time, and we're taking advantage of the opportunity right now. So if any of your listeners are on here paying attention and they want to rep their team, their particular baseball team that we don't already have covered, now would be a really great time to get in on the ground level and email us. And you can do that at baseballtogether.com.
That's right. Submit a mailbag.
Correct.
Awesome. All right. So on to the first period. Least favorite player.
Oh man, dude! When you told me this is what we were going to talk about, I got excited. Doesn't even cover it. Okay. Excited doesn't even cover it because what ended up happening.
You got a list of 50, didn't you?
Yeah, it was too many, and what I did was I went through my list, and one name stood out above all others. My least favorite player of all time is Tyler Clippard. Now, that might sound ridiculous, and hopefully many of you don't even know who he is. That's how much it's really bad. He's been an all-star a couple of times, so I'll be completely honest with you, but he has played for everybody, and that's not always a good thing. It's not always a good thing. His career WAR is 15.5. He's got 55 wins over his career, which is fine because he's in a relief spot, but he has got a 3.13 ERA, which is also not too shabby. So on paper, you'd think Tyler Clippard would be questionable on my list of all-time least favorite players. But I'll tell you what, that 2016 season haunts me. I cannot get over it. Here's why. I will tell you the story. It has very little to do with Tyler Clippard. It has a lot to do with me. So I know. That's why I got it. I'll acknowledge all of that. So in March of 2016, I had my first back surgery. Okay. I have a spinal fusion. I'm fused from L3 down. If anybody wants to talk to me about that, jump on baseballtogether.com, submit to the mailbag, and let's talk about it. I'm here for you. I want to talk and help you through this situation. I've had two back surgeries. My first one was a fusion. It was terrible, but I'm better off. So, figure that out. Let's talk. But the point is, I'm sitting there recovering from this awful surgery. At the same time, somehow, my wife was pregnant. Now, don't ask me how that happened. The answer is very simple. But the situation that became of it was very complicated. We're both complete invalids at this point. And I'm sitting in my recliner, and she's wishing she was sitting in my recliner. And we spent the entire season watching baseball together is what we did. I'm learning how to walk again. She's learning how to not walk, because she's like toppling over and I'm less supportive than I wanted to be. It's very hard. So we sat and watched baseball for the whole 2016 season, which way more games than we ever did. And Tyler Clippard was getting booed off the field. He was so bad, which, to be fair, is a Yankees thing. Where I'm a Yankees fan, and we will boo you off the field if you are terrible. It's true, and it's not my favorite part of Yankee culture. I'll be completely honest. But in 2016, it's terrible. But in 2016, he was that bad, and I don't even feel bad. So it haunts me to this day. I'm so glad that my National League team did so well that year. Just plug the Cubs really quick. Love the Cubbies. It was terrific. I mean, I got on the wagon for sure. I'm on it for the rest of my life. You heard it here first.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel about that?
No. That I have talked enough. You talk about stuff now.
All right. Okay. My least favorite player is actually Jose Altuve. We talked about this, I think first, second, or third, one of our very first podcast episodes.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't want to share why on the air because I was like, I didn't want to ruffle feathers. I didn't want to start controversy and be viewed as like outlandish and absurd and start rumors that were not substantiated. However, what I told Brig after we stopped recording was that I think he's cheating.
Right, yeah.
Those were my very words. I said,
yeah.
I think Jose Altuve is cheating because he is 5'6". His bat is literally exactly half his height. I don't know how he swings that thing. And I don't know how he hits the way that he does. So I just was like convinced. He tried out for the Astros initially, like however many years before. Yeah. And they said, you're not good enough. Don't come back. We don't want you. A couple of years later, he comes back and he makes the team. And then he goes on to be an all-star for how many years?
Plenty
of years after that. He wasn't all-star in 2019, 18. I don't know. Anyway, remember. There was a year that he wasn't, but he's been one every year since. Yeah. And during many of those years, we know for a fact that the Astros were stealing signs. And I feel like it was a big part of it.
Gotta be.
Like, you've got that big home run that he hit off of Aroldis Chapman and then he wasn't going to show his bad tattoo, quote unquote. So Aroldis Chapman throws 104 miles an hour and he's sitting slider all the way. Walk-off home run to send the Astros to the World Series. I don't buy it.
Nope. Chapman,
not buy it.
Chapman's standing there smiling
because he knows what happened.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah. Jose Altuve is my absolute least favorite player now, 10 years ago, forever, because the dude he's made his way in Major League Baseball by cheating, and it's absurd, and I hate it. I hate it, and I hate him.
Perfect sense.
It makes a lot
I
of
like
sense.
George Springer more than I like him.
Wow.
But, yeah.
I mean, I get it, but
They had
steroids
played
to
in
do that.
2021 Springer.
Yeah. That might be why. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot.
But he packed up his bags and got the heck out of Dodge like he needed to.
Smart.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. There's a lot coming in that story. Wait.
Yeah, grab the money and run.
Yeah.
I guess I'm on deck next. So I want to take some time to talk about why Babe Ruth couldn't play in today's game.
No!
Not enough hot dogs and beer. So what? Hot dogs and beer are not allowed on the field anymore?
You can't smoke out in right field
That
or
is
whatever.
That is a deep callback from one of my guest shots on the Baseball Together podcast. that Brig was lighting up his own show's YouTube comments about.
I couldn't help it, man. What?
I could hear the comment section.
Oh yeah.
Who needs to go?
Okay, so seriously, my least favorite player of all time. And it's going to be controversial.
Oh boy.
Cal Ripken Jr.
What? Why are you giving him the thumbs up?
Jason and I are kindred spirits here.
Get out. Do I not know this about you?
Oh, the truth comes out.
To go sleep somewhere else tonight.
If you look up selfish in the dictionary, there is a picture of Cal Ripken Jr. in there.
What is happening? I feel like the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae. I feel like this doesn't make sense, but we're going to win anyway.
I've long been of the thought that he is a very selfish baseball player. He cared far more about his Iron Man streak than he did about the Orioles' success.
Okay, keep going.
And I also feel there's a lingering effect of him being on the team for as long as he was and the money he cost the team. I think it's the Ripken effect. I think they still struggle as a franchise financially because of his lasting legacy.
The Ripken effect.
The Ripken effect. That's
the ripple effect is Ripken.
I just coined it.
Is that the first time?
That's the first time.
Yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing it. So
it's going on a T-shirt. That's pretty good. I actually that's catchy. I like that's nice.
And people will wear it not knowing what it is.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I love Cal Ripken, the Ripken effect.
Totally assume.
Aberdeen, Maryland hates me right now.
Yeah, all of them.
I think Maryland in general hates you.
Usually Brad is the one offending everyone. So thank you for being here.
I need to come on this podcast more so that who's the voice of reason. Yeah. But I've said before that I would produce a podcast just for Jason to sit and crap on the Orioles for 30 minutes.
See, it's not that I don't like I don't hate the Orioles.
You might need longer than 30 minutes. You might need like an hour or 3 or 4 or 5.
I think it would be
or a day or two.
Space it out. Pace
There's time.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Or a day or two. Like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 17.
No, I think they're a storied franchise. Those fans deserve a lot better than what they get. It's not that I hate the O's. I don't hate the O's anywhere near like I hate the Nationals. And clearly you missed out on that episode, Brad, or Brig, where I tore apart Nationals fans.
Yeah.
Apart is an understatement.
Because they all used to be Orioles fans.
Actually, they did. They did used to be Orioles fans.
Tore apart is an understatement for what that was.
What did I say? What did I say to you, Brad, when the COVID tests happened for the Nats, that the fans were blaming Harper for it?
Yeah, they're going to blame all those positive tests on Bryce Harper.
Oh my word!
One shocked me. One bit.
David, you're up.
I picked Ryan Howard because the only thing I feel that he mainly did in his career was just hit homers. He wasn't good for the short ball to get on base, to actually start running, because he couldn't run. Every time he stepped at a plate, you expected a strikeout every single time.
Yeah.
And if he didn't hit a home run, he got thrown out at first. It was rare to see him on base.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I picked Howard, is that that's all he was. I feel that he was good for was just hitting home runs.
He got a stupid money contract out of Ruben Amaro.
So I mean, yeah, to me he couldn't even run. So if he had to make a double, to go to second base, he couldn't.
Yeah.
And when he did, it was by luck.
Hitting singles to the wall.
Yeah, he could now. They just got to wait till they get extra innings.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The last guy up.
I'll support David in this. Ryan Howard's my least favorite Philly of all time. So
yeah.
That's just a contracted disappointment.
Contracted disappointment. Ooh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sign this disappointment clause. Did they do that? I think that Baltimore did that with Chris Davis, right?
I think the Yankees did it with Stanton.
And Jacoby Ellsbury. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there's a big list.
That should
It
be a
must
shirt.
be a thing that nobody talks about.
Well,
I
maybe.
don't know.
Oh man.
Yes, we have arrived. We only have one other item on our checklist to check off, and then we have talked about all our favorite. No, two, and then we have talked about all our favorite topics ever. Two. We have two left.
Oh, fun times. Gotta love these players we love to hate.
Love
You know.
absolutely 100%.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Gotta love
It's
it.
easy to hate them, though. I feel
Yeah. Yeah, it is easy to hate just because everything they've done and
Apparently not mine based on your reaction, Brig.
everybody
I'm not
loves
upset.
Cal Ripken. Everybody loves him.
I do too. I do too. And I honestly, I got to speak out against you
That's
about
okay.
this because look, they didn't have a ton going for him when he was doing his Iron Man thing.
They don't have
And
it going for him now.
I know, I got it.
Are you serious right now? What about the 97 Orioles?
Okay, can you come
Those
up with
96,
more?
97, 98, maybe even 99 Orioles?
No.
They were
but
playoff
you-
contenders.
Yeah, but you can't have them without Cal Ripken Jr.
You can have them with Brady Anderson juicing.
Oh,
Are you advocating
wow.
for steroids right now?
Wow.
I'm just saying, that's what was going on.
Well,
Cal Ripken was not the only guy.
Yeah, but
He wasn't even. He was a below average fielder.
No, well, of course, but he was old. He's allowed to be below average.
That's
when
why he's
old.
selfish.
That's why he needs the walker to get the first.
No, with the tennis balls. No, seriously. It's okay. Look, this is why I feel this way, okay? While Brad's video is coming back up, I'm going to tell you, this is why I feel this way. Because that was the best thing for baseball at the time. It was the best thing for the Orioles franchise. It was the best thing for the baseball game in general. That's what we needed. We needed stalwart. We needed heroes. We hadn't had heroes in years because the last generation of heroes got kicked out of baseball. Heroes got kicked out of baseball. So we needed new and we needed fun. And after the strike, especially, oh my gosh, I cannot stress enough how bad Cal Ripken Jr. helped with, and he's not the only one, right? In that 90s era, he's not the only one, but there was a lot of good that came out of that baseball needed bad. And he's part of it.
I'm going to throw this out here. No one talks about playing Cal Ripken baseball on the Super Nintendo. They talk about Ken Griffey Jr. baseball
They
on the
do.
Super
You're
Nintendo.
right. That's a true story. That's true. So his agent in the Baltimore Orioles front office did a terrible job marketing him. You can't hold that against him in his legacy.
Well, it's just baseball.
But yeah, you're right. Baseball sucks at advertising and marketing their talent. They suck at it.
They do.
I can't figure it out. Why Brad talks about this all the time. Why Mike Trout is not marketed as the god of war, I don't understand. We still can't figure out what
I've always heard he doesn't want to be. He'd rather just
What?
play the game.
Oh, well, forget him, dude. He has a responsibility now. It's like you want to run for office and then not do anything? What? You mean you're just going to sit there and hold the title of senator and then do nothing about it? No, I don't think so, man. If you're going to be president of the Major League Baseball, right, you have a responsibility. And I feel like that's where he sits. He's at the top of the heap right now, and it's time. It's time.
I don't disagree with you on that, but I think based on everything I've ever read is he doesn't want that responsibility.
I know. And you got to – this is a double-edged sword because he's a humble guy, and you got to love that about it. But you got to hate what it's doing for baseball.
Agreed.
That's it.
Well, it's just like any sport. I mean, you always have that guy who they always try to market, but he doesn't want to do much, or he just becomes a big crybaby.
Well, Trout's not a cry. I wouldn't say Trout's a cry.
No, I'm not saying him. I'm not saying him. I'm saying, like, you know, if you look at other sports, let's say the NHL has Crosby being a crybaby. You have, I see you're nodding your head on that one.
My limited understanding would agree with you.
Well, as a lot of people know, I'm not a big Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
By far. But like every sport has that. But like you said, not a lot of sports know how to market their big names.
They don't, and it's too bad. Mike Trout's just the most recent example, right, Brad?
Yeah, he is. You can go way back.
Yeah, it goes back, especially Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is obsessed with propriety, and it's obsessed with this is just how it is.
And it's the way it's always been. It's the way it's always going to be.
That's right. And it's wrong. And we got – listen, I'm a purist. I am a traditionalist, and we have got to get away from that in Major League Baseball. We've got to start letting players design their own bats. I mean, they've started with cleats, but we just talked to the guy from Anchor Bats, and we have got to start letting them design their own bats and having more autonomy with the color options, and their personality needs to start coming through in different ways so that they feel – capable and free to really market themselves as players. And that's going to do a lot for agent relationships as well. And the economy of baseball is going to flourish if we can give players an opportunity to be autonomous and really.
Well, I mean, I posted about it in the group. But Nike, they're doing different jerseys now, just like they do with the NBA. Now, I'm a jersey traditionalist. I think it's a cash grab, but I understand that it's not meant for people like me and you. It's meant to get casual fans and people who aren't fans involved with the sport.
And you can't argue with that. You have to appreciate that for what it is, because we need more fans in baseball. We just do. We need more people who can catch the magic and feel of the energy that we bring. I feel like when the new pseudo or casual fan jumps into the situation, they're going to find a way into the tradition. We're echoing hard.
Oh, so I'm muted.
What we're going to end up with is the opportunity to start the conversation about these traditions, about our superstitious craziness, and about some of the tradition, the history, and the lore that really keeps us anchored to the game, regardless of whatever's happening in the current moment. And because there's a lot of garbage going on. I mean, there's been a lot of garbage for decades, right? But we find a way to transcend that as fans. Admittedly, we romanticize it, right? But is that wrong? I say it's not. And so this jersey thing that Nike's doing, the Nikefication, as what we call it in the group, right? This thing that's happening is I think terrific, because anything we can do to bring more fans into the game is the right answer, no matter what. Because then people like us, we're going to say, here's the Kool-Aid. I mixed it myself. Could you please have some? I think you're really going to like it.
It's safe.
It's
now going back.
You're not getting roofied, right? We're good.
Now, one thing I would like to see, like going back to when you said like you wish the players could customize their bats, like for the color schemes and all that.
Yeah,
I'm a goalie fan for hockey, and a lot of goalies out there have custom helmets to represent their team, how they feel, their personality. I would actually love to see that for catchers.
Totally.
Because I think that would be a neat thing to see, like, because different schemes, different styles. Because there was a guy who had Marvin the Martian on his helmet.
That's awesome.
He had the one goalie had Felix the Cat.
Yeah,
because his name was Felix Potvin.
See,
so it kind of
fit. They used to do it more.
Yeah,
when they first started,
that would be nice.
When they first started switching to the goalie masks in baseball, they used to do it a whole lot more.
Yeah.
I think now baseball has become such a nomadic sport. A lot of guys are moving around all over the place that guys don't want to get that done because they don't have to get it redone. Right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, you used to see it a bunch more. It would be nice to see it a lot more because it's a lot more relatable. It's a lot more marketable. Yeah. And it's really cool. If you had somebody playing for, oh, geez, I don't know. There's so few fierce mascots in baseball.
Ooh, let's go with the Tigers.
There you go, the Tigers, and somebody had a tiger face on it.
Yeah,
that'd be wicked. I would love that.
It'd be something different.
Would really appeal to the younger fans.
Well, I think Dave, you hit it on the head. It'd be different, right? We've gone this decades now of really, really demure, really straightforward, almost monochromatic baseball. Let's be honest. And if we had a little spice, a little flair, they started to do it with cleats, right? We've got some footwear going on, but the entire thing needs to be much more personality driven than it is. And I think there are lots of opportunities to do that without disrupting the entire situation, right?
Absolutely.
Like putting branding on the jerseys and on the helmets like they did when they were in London last season, or was it the season before or whatever?
Season
when they went to
before.
London, yeah, they that was huge controversy because we're like, no, we don't do that in baseball. And the Nike swoosh on the shoulder, like on the upper chest, like we don't do that in baseball.
Well, that doesn't bother me because you had the Majestic logo on the sleeve. So why is it any
Right.
different in that situation?
Exactly.
Right.
Anybody who's complaining about that wasn't paying attention.
It's crazy. But the point is there are opportunities to do, if we keep it to that, if we limit it to that, right? And we let the catchers' helmets go crazy, we let the bats go crazy, we let the cleats go crazy, and batting gloves, and we let these fringe, almost tertiary expressions of personality come out, we're going to have a more exciting game. It's going to be more relatable.
I think they're doing the belts now too, because I know throughout spring training, Harper was wearing a gold-plated one, it looked like. And
Yeah.
someone else is doing their own belt color this year. I forget who it is now. Was
Really?
it Tatis?
Oh, that makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
And he should be.
I don't know. I haven't been looking at
I don't
belts.
pay attention to belts.
Yeah, that's
It's not
interesting.
generally where I'm watching baseball.
I saw it on Uniwatchable. Well, obviously, I saw it on Uniwatch.
Oh, Uniwatch is the best, dude.
Yeah, they'll point that stuff out. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we actually emailed Paul the other day. We're going to try and get him on our show if we can. So
Paul's
Paul,
awesome.
If you're listening, Paul, we want you on the show.
He's gotten my name wrong twice, though, on the site. So
Well, that means you're in touch with him, man. We might need to tap you to get him on the show.
because I did when I used to do Stirrup Friday.
Yeah.
When people wear their stirrups on to work, I did Stirrup Friday a few times and sent the pictures in, and it was always
Nice.
it would have my email and it would say, "Hey, thanks, Jason," and he'd say, "From Justin D'Agostino."
You got your name wrong.
Just missed it. Just a bit outside.
Yeah, Justin, a bit outside. Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny. So that was a good least favorite player segment. After it deviated for a while,
We're just here to play. Whatever.
right?
You want to throw a ball?
Hey, why not? You get a small glove out.
So who was Mac and who was Utley?
So, on that note, that'd be the end of the first period. So we'll be right back after the short break.
What's up? My name is Matt Durline, and I'm here to tell you about the two podcasts that I host on the Club Kayfabe Creative Community's CKCC Radio. The first is called By the Numbers, where I interview wrestlers whose matches I have refereed in my nearly 20-year independent professional wrestling career. Tune in and hear the stories of the matches and the stories behind the matches themselves. My other show is called The A Show, co-hosted by Chris Decker. Each episode, Chris and I are joined by one or two special guests, and together we hold a mock draft based on a specific year and wrestling promotion, and then build cards based on our drafted rosters. You, the listener, decide who has the best card by voting on our Twitter poll each episode. You can hear By the Numbers and The A Show Mondays at 9 a.m., alternating weeks on CKCC Radio, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, welcome back for a second period. This one is favorite minor league team name. These are always fun ones, especially with the minors. They always have the wackiest names. So,
Well, the
Brig,
cool
you're
part
first on
is-
the list.
Yeah, man. The cool part is most of the teams are fan decided. They poll the city and they do this big sweepstakes to determine what the team's going to be named, and that's always a good time. So, my favorite minor league team name, there's a tie. All right, I have two. Can I have two?
Go ahead.
We're mellow, so
Man. That's so accommodating. All right, so my first is the Rocket City Trash Pandas, for sure. Oh, dude, AA affiliate of in the South, the Los Angeles Dodgers, LA Dodgers, AA affiliate. I'm telling you, man, I don't know what happened there. It fell apart. The Trash Pandas are great. So Rocket City is there's a lot of like space and space travel history in that town. So they end up with Rocket City, and then they end up the Trash Pandas because of the raccoons that are very commonplace in that area. So I think the Trash Pandas are a terrific name. And then my second favorite is actually the Norwich Sea Unicorns. Norwich Sea Unicorns, the Class A affiliate short season of in the New York Penn League of Detroit Tigers. Those are my two favorite. And I got to be honest, you could have said Narwhal, but they went with Sea Unicorn, and it's way better.
I feel like me and David discussed this on a logo episode, and we had the same discussion about why couldn't they just call it a Narwhal?
Right. Well, narwhals, first you have to explain to people what a narwhal is, and when you really break it down, you end up with Sea Unicorn. So if you take a bunch of drunk baseball fans that are freezing cold most of the year in Norwich, Vermont, you're like, listen, it's a unicorn of the ocean.
But see, if they went with,
have you heard the Narwhal song?
That's what I was getting at. If they went as the Narwhals, they could have played the Narwhal song at games.
Well, they still can, because it's still a narwhal, but it talks about how it's like a what it says, a kick-ass sea unicorn, it's got a kick-ass. I don't know. Anyway, it talks about
this madness.
We'll listen to it later.
There's definitely a line in the song that says, "Don't let them touch your balls."
Yes, there is.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And my son went through a phase where he listened to that song every single night before bed.
For real?
Yes.
How is that possible? And I've never even heard of it.
I don't know.
Oh, it's a jaunty song too.
He's cheating on me. He's withholding information.
You're muted, David.
Muted.
Are you muted? What's happening?
I am muted. Fun times. Yes, fun times.
I thought he was scolding me. He's sitting there pointing at the screen.
No, actually, it's just a bad Japanese movie. But for your Trash Pandas, first time I heard that was on a YouTube channel called Smarter Every Day, where they launched a baseball at over 1,000 miles an hour.
Right.
And
I love that video.
And the Trash Pandas actually sponsored, I think, sponsored the baseballs for them.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That's a killer episode of that. That
is.
YouTube episode is awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun trying to hit.
Yeah. Oh no.
They did
what did we hit today? 40?
Maybe 55.
Maybe 55.
Maybe. Yeah. And
I was like, I can't imagine hitting that, man.
No, I don't know.
Even just sticking out the bunt, that's not good.
No.
Anyway, all right. Is it my turn?
I think so.
My time?
Yep, go ahead.
My time. Okay, so I also had the Sea Unicorns on mine because that's a fantastic name. But along the vein of the Sea Unicorns, the Trash Pandas, my new favorite, though, is the Carolina Disco Turkeys. That is an absolutely fabulous name, and it's along the same vein of Trash Pandas. A disco turkey is another name for a peacock, and if you look at their logo, you very much see the peacock.
Really?
It's fantastic. It's very good. And it's new this year. They are the Class A advanced minor league affiliate for the Chicago White Sox. So they're not just short season. They're going to be a full season of minor league baseball whenever we get around to that. So you'll get to see lots of disco turkeys.
That means Carolina has 2 White Sox affiliated teams.
That would make sense because of the reorganization.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
It is literally a peacock that looks like John Travolta.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm looking at it right now. A Saturday Night Fever peacock. 100%.
But it's holding a baseball bat too.
It has the white suit,
that is great.
I'm looking it up right now.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's wearing the white.
That is fantastic.
Look at that.
No! And it's orange and cyan.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
that's bad.
somebody just got excited.
I don't want to change my answers, but I'm excited about this.
Oh my God, that is fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now David's up to speed with it.
Well, my screen just
Can you
finally
do an
came up for
overlay
it.
or something? This is too good. We got to show everybody.
Oh yeah, no. What I want to do is for a YouTube channel, put the logos like right in the middle of us as we're talking about it. Put it like right there up.
Yeah, because that one's too good to miss out on. Like I said, that's new this year. That's a brand new team name.
Yes, that is awesome. No, I was actually planning on putting the logos like right in the middle, so as we talk, everybody can see what we're actually talking about.
Perfect.
If this is on a hat, I have to have it.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah.
A hat, a shirt, or something.
Something.
Oh my God, that is too great.
Yeah. So and like I said, I had never heard of the term disco turkey until I heard this.
No.
I was like, "What in the
that is great.
hell is a disco turkey?" I got to see this logo.
Yeah.
Looked it up. And I was like, "That looks an awful lot like a peacock," because I am well versed in my animal species. And so are you? I am.
Okay. Nice.
So I had to look it up.
Untapped
Make sure
talent
that,
here.
Indeed, this is.
Oh, that is fantastic, though. Awesome. Oh my, that is. Oh, that's.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there's a whole separate section going on here because everything was frozen up for like 2 minutes on my end.
Was it serious? Oh no. Okay. The Carolina Disco Turkeys call their team store Foul Territory Team Store. That's what we were talking about, and it's amazing.
That is great.
Oh, that'll be where I pick up then. So,
yeah, thank you for coming back to your show.
He left. Now we're back.
Just a bit outside.
All right. Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think amongst most people who I'm friends with, they know I'm a big Simpsons fan. Then one of my favorite Simpsons episodes is the softball episode, which Terry Cashman himself redid the baseball song for the end of the show. Instead of talking baseball, he did talking softball and made it about the show. And the best line is Ken Griffey Jr.'s gigantic head.
Yes. Oh man.
Now, most people who watch The Simpsons know that their team are the Springfield Isotopes. That is the minor league team that takes place in Springfield. Mm-hmm. Well, the Rockies AAA West affiliate is the Albuquerque Isotopes. And the logo looks straight up like the one from The Simpsons.
Oh, hey, gotcha.
So for me, that's my pick for favorite minor league team name.
That they actually took it from that.
Did they really? Is that how they got it?
They've confirmed that that's where the name came from.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much.
That's great.
It's awesome.
It's almost like going back to school. We learned so much.
It's really anticlimactic after disco turkeys, but
oh, I disagree.
I just swung out. I just swung on like the third strike, and now David has to get you guys home because I suck. So
get after it, Dave.
I Ryan Howard this, damn it.
There it is.
Yes.
When you struck out, it's called the Ryan Howard. There you go.
Oh no.
I picked the Akron Rubber Ducks.
Oh, solid.
Just because, well, when you go up with like, who you play for? The Rubber Ducks. I play for the Rubber Ducks.
But that's a sweet logo.
It is, though. That is a good. That is a nice logo. But still, I mean, how intimidating can you be? I'm a rubber duck. Good for you.
Well, they could have. At least it's not the Rubber Duckies.
Yeah,
that could have made it worse.
Narrowly avoided.
Yeah.
They've done a good job with that logo.
They really have. Also blue and cyan. Or cyan and orange, I mean.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a theme.
Yep.
It's fine.
So it wasn't like I wonder if they have like a rubber ducky float for the town.
If they don't sell rubber ducks in their team store, they're losing out.
Of games as
well.
That
I was going to say they got to be throwing them.
Yeah, I think they give them out like.
Oh, really?
To the fans.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
That's cool.
So I'm from Utah, and there's an a cappella men's group that is. This sounds ridiculous, but stay with me. There's an a cappella men's group called Voicemail, and when you see them in concert, at any point, they ultimately distribute rubber duckies to the entire audience, and we hawk them at them on the stage. And it's this big tradition. I don't know why. So if they're not playing off of something like that, in Akron. They're crazy.
Now, what would be cool
Throwing
though?
them at the stands or something. Anything.
Now, what would be cool though is I know in Florida years ago, I'm not sure. I think they still do it, where they throw rats onto the ice when the Florida Panthers scored a goal. They used to throw the rubber rats. Every time the rubber ducks would hit a home run, throw the rubber ducks out.
Oh, it's perfect. Can you imagine the grounds crew being so mad, though?
Would be hilarious, though, wouldn't it?
It's hilarious, though. That's a
Give
pretty
him
good
double.
idea. That's a pretty good idea. I love that idea, actually. Maybe we should call Rob Manfred and see if he can influence that decision at some level. Yeah.
He's not gonna influence anything in the positive direction.
No.
Oh, you mean the guy that has the job that should be Bob Costas's?
Yes. Bingo.
That's the guy.
That's
We,
him.
we talked about this Costas for Commissioner shirt. So
Yeah, we did. Well, we have a petition.
We do have a petition
We
to
have a
remove
petition
Rob
to-
Manfred from office.
Correct.
I believe I signed it.
Yeah,
Well, you will be.
you will be. We haven't. I don't think we've published it yet, have we?
Not yet. No.
It's been.
Then I
sitting in
signed
our
one sometime.
Did you really?
I was gonna say, what did you sign?
I want
You just signed
Costas
your
for
life away.
Commissioner.
Jason, you should really read things before you sign them. You're gonna get yourself in trouble.
It's a pretty good idea.
That's how Kyle became part of the human centipede on South Park. So
That's how you got married. What?
Whoa! Oh!
okay, so I guess we gotta tell this story now. Thanks, David.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
wait a minute, which story? What did I just do?
Are we not okay? Then we'll move on. We don't need to.
No,
tell this
go
story.
ahead. No, go ahead.
No,
We're
you
moving
blew
on
it now.
now.
It's over now. You got to tell this story.
You already threw it out
Yes.
there. Threw it out there.
David's parents has a contract I signed when I was 18 stating I would not get married.
What?
Yes.
Obviously,
Okay.
I'm married, so I broke the contract.
You
And they don't know
violated
where it
the terms.
is. So
Oh, okay.
I wish we could find it. Oh,
Wait. What was the impetus behind this contract?
I don't even remember.
yeah, I don't
anymore.
remember. I just remember I did it.
Okay. Next episode, Dave's parents got to be on the show. We need the origin story behind this.
I'm assuming there was some clause that included reproduction
How
and not doing it.
old were you when you signed it?
18.
What?
Yeah,
Young and
maybe
dumb.
17.
That's late.
Oh man.
I wasn't
That guy
signing up to
signing
get
major league
married.
contracts by then.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there's a lot of dumb stuff we did.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
20 years of dumb stuff.
Yeah, and more to come.
Outstanding.
It's almost like a to be continued segment.
God forbid if we're in the same nursing home together.
Oh, geez. We'll be racing our wheelchairs down the hallway.
Probably.
That's awesome.
Hitting on nurses.
Yeah.
We'll start wrecking each other into the walls.
So, okay, it's deviating here. When
Shock.
Jamie's granddad was in a nursing home, we would go visit him, obviously. And the one time we visited him right before lunch, and he was waiting to go into the lunchroom, and they had a little activity thing in there beforehand. So this lady comes out and she goes, I don't know where my room is. And Jamie's granddad goes, you take a left, and then you take another left, and then you take another left, and there's your room. She circled us 4 times because he told her this information, and she believed him.
Oh, that is great.
Oh my goodness.
That's definitely going to be us.
Oh, that's solid gold.
That's savage right there.
Yeah, that's next level.
Wow.
Expert level trolling.
Expert level trolling.
Trolling with experience.
That's a shirt.
Trolling with experience. Yeah, it is right. Don't you wish you had somebody in your life that could do that for you? That's great. I wish I did.
Just start making shirts.
Yeah, it's very hard.
I think given Brig's current state, it would be.
Yeah, you're right. Not a lot happening right now. Got it all saved for just Jason. That's it. That's all I got.
Boy. You'd only be so lucky.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow. This could go so many different directions. Oh, man. So, on that note, that'd be the end of period 2. So, we'll be right back after this short break.
Baseball fans, check out the Baseball Together podcast. Your hosts, Blackjack Brad and Kansas City Little Big Briggy Blue Eyes, present new episodes for the entire baseball family every Tuesday. Available on all your favorite podcast apps and YouTube. Come join our baseball family where we do baseball together.
All right, welcome back for a third period. Everybody loves the third period here on this one.
Yeah, but this episode's been nothing but third periods.
That is true on that. That is highly true. So on this third period, it's favorite fictional baseball player. So this could get interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like, Brig, you're up.
I'm up? Okay.
You're
I
up.
have two favorite fictional baseball players. Obviously. Well, how could I only pick one? And really, Brad picked my second one.
Because I knew.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was wrong. This is astonishing. Brad picked my second favorite and thought it was my first favorite.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Fight nice, children.
Yeah, no. He's
Either fight nice or don't fight at all.
I knew he was your favorite documentary character.
There you go. That's absolutely correct. So
You have to put in the category here.
my favorite fictional baseball player of all time is Jimmy Dugan from A League of Their Own. He's my favorite, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, everybody loves the "no crying in baseball" quote, right? That's iconic. It goes back all the way, right? Everybody loves it. But my favorite quote from Jimmy Dugan is, "Great game, Jimmy. I especially like that move in the 7th inning where you scratched your balls for an hour." And he says, "Well, anything worth doing is worth doing right." And then he spits his tobacco juice.
Oh,
I'm like, my man. That's right.
oh, that's funny.
And when he admonishes the children not to get the clap on the
That's
side
the autograph.
baseball. That's right.
That's good
Where's the
advice.
wisdom? Where's the wisdom?
It's so good. So, but Brad thought that my number one favorite fictional baseball player of all time is actually not fictional. It's a documentary. And Henry Rosenberger. Henry Rabbit Hoser.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't beat Rookie of the Year. It's my favorite baseball movie of all time. And Henry's great. Let's be honest. Pitcher's got a big butt. It'll never change.
Funky butt loving is the greatest line of any movie ever.
Did he just say funky butt loving?
I love how that is the. I love how that's the quote everyone remembers too.
Right? Well,
You will
of course it
remember nothing
is.
else about that movie.
That's right.
A good message, everything, but you remember Funky Butt Love
Funky
every
butt
single
loving.
time.
Well, of course. Why not?
And I would say, based on our general age, we were in the age range of like 8 to 10 when that movie came out, and that's
Totally.
the line we
Yeah.
remember.
Well,
Oh.
of course it is.
Oh, it's the best. When he's at the plate for the first time in L.A., sorry,
LA.
excuse me, in L.A.,
LA,
and
proper way.
his mom is at the florist shop. And there's that scene where he sprints home, and the guy running behind him, the Dominican, is trying hard not to pass him. And he says, "Andale." He says, "This is the fastest I go." And he's running, and they both slide, and they make it safe. When his mom in the florist shop says, "Yes, yes, yes," she bangs her head on the light fixture that's hanging down, in the pendant light that's hanging down. That's a total outtake. They kept it in. She stayed in character, but she legitimately like banged her head on this glass light fixture.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
And then she went, and sat down. And they kept it in the original, the final edit. It's terrific.
Can we
Hey, if it
talk
works, why
real
not?
quick about how great Daniel Stern is in that movie?
It's
so good.
It's his best performance ever. Did you know he directed it? That's his
I
show.
didn't know
That's
that.
his film.
Didn't
It's
know that.
his movie.
No wonder he's so good at that.
Dude,
Did
it's
not know
his
that.
movie. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I think my favorite part that he does when he's trapped in the cage. Let's play some ball. Let's play some ball.
Or when he's stuck in the door and he's like, let out now.
I haven't seen the floater since the days of Scuffy McGee.
Scuffy McGee. Your mom's got
That's
a pretty
great.
good arm. Hot ice. I heat up the ice cubes. It's the best of both worlds.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
He
It's
is
the best
money in that
baseball
movie.
ever. Seriously.
But it wasn't.
Oh,
It was not
unreal.
voted the best baseball movie ever per the group.
Well, the group was wrong.
Lies.
The group was wrong about a lot of things. And I will say this: Rookie of the Year is not my favorite.
It's a documentary. That's probably why.
That's probably why it's in the documentary category, but it is outstanding. Definitely the best baseball documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the
Oh.
best music in all of baseball, fictional or non-fictional expressions.
You have to include the
Put the film.
non-fictional. Yeah.
Both. Because it's a documentary.
Go ahead, Brad.
Oh my God, it's
Jeez.
Billy Frank.
All right. So the first one, Brig actually put this on the list. He's not wrong. I think it's because we talked about this before.
So true.
Crash Davis is one of my favorites, mostly because of the words of wisdom that he puts on us in those movies. You know, like the rose goes in the front, for instance. That's important information for all of us to know.
Critical.
You know, you don't mess with the streak. You hold it's an egg. You hold it like an egg. You know, everything, all the words of wisdom that he puts on there, just absolutely outstanding, fantastic. And you know what I think is so funny, because you watch that movie and think, golly, Crash Davis has been in the minor leagues for like 20 years. The dude's pushing 40.
Yeah.
He's only 30.
Yeah.
That blows my mind to think about. The Crash Davis is only supposed to be 30 years old, and he's a washed up minor leaguer, and he's going to manage baseball because his career's done.
Yeah, but 30 in baseball is a little bit old.
In the minor leagues, that's ancient. He might as
In
well
the
be 50.
That's right. In the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
I know. It's just funny because watching that movie growing up, it's like, oh man, Crash Davis is so old. I'm older than he was.
Yeah.
in the movie. By several years.
Several.
And I have gray in my beard.
You do.
Yes.
It's distinguished.
It makes me sad. But anyways, next one. So this is actually from one of my other favorite baseball movies. I love Little Big League. It's a good one, mostly because Ken Griffey Jr. is in it. It's a good cameo.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, Jim Bowers is played by Jonathan Silverman.
Yeah.
He's a good character. He's kind of like, he's the kooky reliever
Yeah.
that you need in a baseball movie, that a lot of them are actually lacking.
Right.
Most baseball movies don't have the kooky reliever, and that's a little detail that they got right in that movie.
Right.
So he has it's like the mid-90s, and he has like the Nike pump glove.
That's
And one of my favorites is there's a montage of him. He pumps it up, and he goes and he gets the first guy out, and he's like, looks at his glove, pumps it up, 4 times, goes, throws the next pitch to the next guy. He gets out, and he looks at his glove, pumps it really slowly 4 or 5 times, and then he goes and strikes the next guy out, and he goes and he just kind of leans back and just relaxes, just like, holds it and lets the air out of the glove. It's like, yeah. But he has some good lines. Like he has this whole thing where he drops water balloons out of hotel windows on people as they're walking by.
Yeah.
And when Billy Haywood, the manager, when he steps down, he says, "But Bill, you're the first manager I ever had who appreciated the intricacies of the water balloon." and there's a part earlier in the movie where Haywood apologizes because he's being a
Hooligan.
hooligan. I
Yeah.
was gonna say something else, but that's a good description.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. And everybody just kind of sitting there like, oh, it's awkward. And he steps forward, looks around the room, and says, "On behalf of the entire Apache Nation, we accept this olive branch of peace." Okay.
Okay,
we used
buddy.
to say that to my mom.
You did.
Yeah, we used to
Jeez.
use that on my mom because it was such a good line.
That's a great line.
Yeah, I like Jim Bowers a lot. He's my favorite character in that movie after Kangaroo Chicken, of course. Of course, yes.
For his 3 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Well, and we saw that movie in the theater, and he walks onto the screen, and my dad goes, "Yeah, Junior." Then that was over. We walked out, and my dad goes, "You know how that movie's fiction?" And I was like, "How?" And he goes, "Because the Mariners made the playoffs."
Wow.
Shots fired.
Lifelong Mariners fan here
Yeah.
because my dad is a Mariners fan.
Wow, that's
That's
Wow.
soul crushing right there.
Yeah.
But they made
funny.
the playoffs the next year, so there's that.
They did.
But
There
yeah,
it is. You
yeah.
just checked it off the list. We just hit it.
But, yeah.
Oh, man, Brad. You had to bring that up.
It did.
We're talking about baseball movies, and he had to bring up the 95 series. Oh,
I
my
have to bring it up
gosh.
every episode.
Ah!
That's Brig's dark spot. But
It's fine.
I did. There is one more.
I thought the
actually.
Stanton
There's
contract
one.
was Briggs' dark spot.
Well,
No,
boy, howdy,
it-
that's close.
It's getting there,
Yeah.
but not as dark as the 95 slide.
No, there's one more.
There is one more. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
find
you'll.
We'll get there. It'll be organic. Don't worry.
I believe you.
All right, Jason, go ahead.
So I went with I have two as well. I went with Jake Taylor from Major League. I was gonna go with Crash Davis. But,
Yeah.
so I like Jake Taylor because really, if you don't have him, that character in that movie, in that scenario, that team doesn't do anything that season.
Yeah.
He's this bitter, crusty old catcher who's probably 35 in the movie.
He might even be 30. I mean, with his bad knees, you never know.
You're right. Yeah.
Playing in the Mexican League.
Yeah.
Upset that he was picked up by Cleveland, saying that it should have been the Yankees. He thought he was being pranked.
Yeah, that's right.
The one trainer said they wish they had him 2 years ago. Here they did.
Yeah, they did.
how much have you had to drink?
He gives Ricky Vaughn a tie to get into the really nice restaurant with his sleeveless leather jacket.
Oh, that's the best. I forgot about that part.
But I mean, clearly watching that movie, a lot of people talk about Ricky Vaughn, but I mean, the heart and soul of that team is Jake Taylor.
Yeah.
Without
Totally.
him in that movie, that team is a totally different feel, vibe.
Well, there's no
He's-
reason for him to turn it around without Jake Taylor.
That's right.
The plot doesn't go forward without him.
Well, you can't. How could they not? Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball.
That's my favorite line from that movie. I almost picked Eddie Harris as my second. He
Surrounded by live
has
chicken.
the best comedic moments in that movie.
He really does. And he's so serious about it. He's just like this big stick that they brought in to hit soft spots, and it's awesome.
Listed off all the different things he has on him to get a little bit of extra on the ball, and
Yeah, that's right.
drinking Jobu's rum, and
Yeah.
starting holy wars in the locker room. He's such a great character.
Yeah, that was an excellent movie.
It is.
So my second pick is a deeper cut. I went with Jack Elliott for Mr. Baseball.
Oh, nice.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm a huge Magnum PI fan and Tom Selleck is one of my favorite actors.
Yes, it does.
Oh, sorry.
I actually think it's a fun baseball movie. Maybe not one of the best baseball movies, but it's fun. It's how I learned about Japanese baseball.
Sure. Yeah.
Because of Tom Selleck. But I mean, he plays like this elitist American superstar baseball player who has to humble himself to become a better baseball player to fit the needs of his team in Japan. And I like the character growth over the course of the film. No one's talking about Mr. Baseball for character growth, but
But it's true. The scene where he goes to meet her family and he, he goes to her home. What is that? It's totally a backwater experience compared to what he's used to, and it's so humble and it's so soft. And you're right. That's great storytelling. I'm right there with you.
Then the team rallied around him based on him turning himself around.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good storytelling, like you said.
Yeah.
Then at the end, he becomes a batting coach for the Tigers. And fun fact about that ending, the Tigers hat he is wearing is the same Tigers hat he wore on Magnum PI.
Oh,
no.
That's cool.
If you watch, the next time you watch it, the back of his hat does not have the MLB logo as everyone else's hat does.
No way.
That's funny.
Okay. We're going to watch Magnum PI after this.
Mr. Baseball.
Both. Okay.
Well, I can tell you Mr. Baseball is on Peacock.
Oh, Peacock? Okay, good. Because we got a bunch of Rays Energy and a whole bunch of Weekend left.
We do.
So
I should call it Peacock Disco Turkey.
Yeah,
I was gonna say instead of calling it
Disco
Peacock,
Turkey.
just call it Disco Turkey.
The Disco Turkey, yeah.
Right.
The Disco Turkey, yeah.
That needs to be
Can
a
we
record
poach-
label.
Can we poach your log on? Is that fair?
Oh,
Can we do that?
we're good. We got it.
You got it? Oh, see, we already got it. Right.
Yeah, Brad and I had this conversation.
Do you? Okay, because we don't need no doctor. We know what's ailing. It's fine.
There's a shot for everything.
All right, David, bat and clean up.
I chose for the first one Ricky Vaughn from Major League.
Solid.
Just because, well, when I played Little League, I did a little bit of pitching, and my pitches were like his without his glasses. They were just a bit outside. Exactly. From the pitcher's mound, hit the dugout. That's basically what it was. That's basically what it was. I had no control, and it was just like his. I mean, I had no power on it either, but still, I had no control, and just his attitude with it was just hilarious.
So, fun fact, David. I liked the movie Major League so much when I was a kid, I had the Ricky Vaughn haircut.
Please tell me there's a picture. Please tell me there's a picture.
I'm sure my grandmother has pictures.
You've got to find it.
Yes, and I put it up on the YouTube channel.
Amen.
Well, I'll ask her to try and find one.
And in the background of our podcast episodes.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, really?
We'll just frame it, put it up over the shoulder.
Right?
You always see it.
Just Jason and his Ricky Vaughn haircut.
That is legit, no joke. For I'd say the entire summer of '94, I had a Ricky Vaughn haircut.
Fantastic.
Oh, I gotta see this. I need this so bad.
So now, who did the haircut? Did your grandfather do the haircut?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Was
Well,
it-
he's a barber.
So
Yeah.
okay, so he was the one who convinced me when I was 12 to he shaved a Nike logo in my hair because he just wanted to try it out.
You have the
Yep.
coolest grandpa ever.
That's awesome.
He might be.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's up there for sure.
Yeah, he was my barber.
Amazing.
That's the funny part.
So
That's
yeah,
so
my
cool.
grandfather also was so committed to his craft that when he had double vision, he just wore an eye patch and continued cutting hair.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He did.
I feel like we should golf clap for that or something. That is tremendous. That is great.
I mean, he is exactly what you'd think an old school barber is like.
Yes, even with his jokes. Helen Brown.
I knew you were going there. Okay.
There's a story. We must hear it.
So the joke goes, this guy got his invite to his 30th high school reunion, and he kept telling his wife about his old friend Helen Brown. I couldn't wait to see his old friend Helen Brown. So they go to the high school reunion, and he goes, "Hey, that's Helen Brown. I'm going to go over and say hi to her." And he taps her on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, are you Helen Brown?" She goes, "Well, you don't look so good in blue either."
Yeah. Oh, that's so bad. That's not a dad joke. That's a granddad joke.
That's what you get at my grandfather's barber shop.
Yes.
That's so
Yes.
good.
That's
Ooh.
what the normal was. Every time you went for a haircut, that's what you got.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
go ahead.
Are we all dads? We're all dads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we all share our favorite dad joke?
Ooh.
I really don't know if I have a
Everybody
favorite.
on the spot now? Did I just make it uncomfortable?
I just don't know if I really have a favorite. I just throw them out.
I do a lot of dadisms.
There you go.
Yeah, dadisms.
Like Gianna's first practice of the year, she got hit in the hand because the coach pitching didn't get it high enough and it hit her hand on her swing.
Ooh.
And she was hurting. And the coach goes, "Are you okay?" And I yelled, "Gianna, do we got to amputate?" And of course, all the other dads start laughing.
Yeah,
every time.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
You don't do that, you're not a dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. I'm like, all right, we gotta take it off. I mean, we got the stall.
Someone posted one of those lists of like, you're a dad if you say X amount of these things, and I hit like 30.
Yeah. Pretty much.
30.
I saw that.
Out of a possible 25.
Well, it was like a couple months ago, me and David ran into each other at the store, and I without missing a beat, I go, "Wow, they just leave anyone in here, don't they?" Which is like the most dad thing ever.
Yep.
That's the best.
Pretty much.
Jason, I have to ask you, do you have a once pure white pair of New Balance sneakers that are now grass stained?
No,
come on. Are you kidding me? That's a lie.
No, I do have New Balances, but they're all black running shoes. They're not mall walkers.
The official shoe of the dad. The official shoe.
The
of
grass
late
stained
30s
white
dad.
New Balances. Though for
That's
sure.
hilarious.
New Balance in general.
great.
They're so freaking comfortable. I hate saying it, but they are.
Let me give you a pro tip. You ready? It's not going to work because you're in Philadelphia. Because it gets cold there. But the best shoe ever that doesn't, for dads that aren't New Balances, are Chacos.
They're dad shoes.
They're dad shoes without the upper. That's all they are. They're the best. They're so comfortable. I promise. I have custom Chacos. I wear them. I have the permanent Z tan lines in my feet. Look, Brad. I mean, they're there. You see them. Look at this.
I know.
So if you ever like, oh man, I can't wear New Balance because that's too cliche. Just get yourself a pair of Chacos, and then you're hip and comfortable.
Now, see, I don't have the chunky like old school New Balances. Like they're a running shoe,
okay.
but they're so comfortable.
That's awesome.
I didn't want to believe the hype, and then I bought them. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
I can honestly say I do not own a pair of New Balances. I can honestly say that.
Something I think is super funny about New Balance is how big it is actually in baseball.
It is.
So many guys wear New Balances. Like they have like Robbie Cano.
That's a recent thing too.
Oh yeah, within the last I'd say 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working for a minor league team, I saw all these guys come through wearing New Balances. Like, oh, that dude's gonna get new kicks. He's gonna get new ones. But none of them did because they were actually brand new, straight out of spring training. They had just gotten those New Balances, and yeah, it's a big deal in baseball. And it's so weird. It's so weird to me.
You're like, wait.
Yeah.
They're dad shoes.
They get grass stained in baseball. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You feel pretty good about
have
that.
to be in the league at least 5 years.
There's some balance in the world. There are grass
And it's
stains
new.
a little bit.
Oh, you stole my joke.
Nailed it. I owe you a drink, sir.
I'll wait for it.
That's so good. I'll send you some Moxie or something.
I heard that
Good
stuff's
stuff.
amazing.
It's totally unique. I'm telling you, it's totally unlike anything you've ever had. The Ted Williams soda, thanks to Bill Skibisky, we got some.
Yep, we did.
I'm telling you, it was next level, totally different, but tasty.
There
I
you
totally
go.
interrupted your segment, David. So go ahead.
Isn't segment 3 all about just like running off the rails anyway? Isn't that what this is?
That's most
Are
of
we
what
even
we do
on the
anyway.
rails?
So.
Period 3.
Are we even on the rails?
Some of the '86 Mets were on the rails, but that's a different type of analogy.
Whoa! Oh, Daryl Strawberry is very upset at you right now.
Daryl.
That's right. David Coney's like, I was a rookie. I don't know.
Dexter's still on it.
New.
How's the slot?
Oh, solid. That was solid.
Oh man.
So for my second pick, I had Willie Mays Hayes, just because a lot of his comic aspects in the movie.
Oh man.
Just walking into the stadium just for spring training, everybody expecting to know who he is.
Running a 40 in pajamas is always my dream. I'll be honest with you.
How do you beat that?
Absolutely amazing.
I love that Wesley Snipes was so unathletic that they had to film his scenes in slow motion.
Right.
And then he became an action star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go figure.
So good.
There's one fun thing though about Major League part of it was actually filmed in Harrisburg.
Well, that's the sequel.
Yeah. Well, still, it's yeah.
Yeah. Their spring training scenes were filmed in Harrisburg in like October. Very spring training.
With the Salt Lake Buzz. Excuse me, the Salt Lake Buzz.
That was the third one.
That's the
Was
third
that the
one.
third one? That was
Yeah,
the second
that
one.
was the third one. Back to the minors.
No, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the
Back to the
second one-
minors. That's right.
The second one is
That's
good.
right.
They have the funny catcher who likes to he memorizes the Playboy bios,
Yeah.
and but when he makes the team, he's really big. Like he gets to be buddies with Willie Mays Hayes, and he's like trying to peek to see if there's a red tag in his locker,
Yeah.
see if he's cut.
Yeah.
He opens it and it's not there, and he goes, "Oh yeah, and he goes run off. Willie, I made the rooster." Like we call the roster the rooster ever since I saw that.
That's awesome.
Speaking of the red tags, I like in the first Major League where Willie has like the garter snake and he's barely holding on to it
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's right.
to put the voodoo on the locker.
He has no idea what he's doing. He just knows that Pedro did it this way, so he's going to do it that way too.
And I love how he takes to heart Lou's rule of every time he pops one up, he has to do 20 push-ups. So in the middle of the spring training game,
That
he
was
starts
funny.
doing push-ups.
He's like, "Oh, son of a!"
I
And he starts going.
Yeah, I love that. That's so
forget
funny.
about that part every time. We're watching Major League right now.
Okay.
We're going to try.
Can we? I also want to just make a comment here. Lou Brown is the best fictional manager in any baseball movie.
Oh, 100% agree with you. 100%.
I do not have to do any calisthenics, and it just all of a sudden you hear the right on the contract.
Dorn is low key one of my favorite characters in that movie. I don't talk about it, but I love Dorn.
Dorn
Dorn's
is
good.
with the golf clubs and everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, that's quintessential. It's so small, it's so soft, but it's perfect.
His diva status is the best.
Oh yeah,
He
dude.
does such a good job.
And they go to his home and they're like, dude, you need to pull your head out. And it's this villa,
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, it's exactly right.
I took one of those in the eye last year. I'm not about to lose my money for this team.
And all the Ole.
I think just that movie in general is just awesome.
So much
Oh,
good
totally awesome.
I'd say just beyond a baseball movie, it's one of the most quotable sports movies of all time.
It is, yeah. One of my favorites, I was going to tell you this when you were talking about Ricky Bond, is like, oh yeah, where'd you play last year? California Penal.
California
Straight
Penal.
base.
Yeah.
Oh.
With the cutoff. Yeah.
Right.
So good.
See, I like when Euchre goes and Vaughn, who's a juvenile delinquent in the offseason.
Yeah. No. Everything about Bob Euchre is the best part of that entire movie. Let's be completely honest.
I don't think he was even acting.
he wasn't. No, he was playing himself.
Oh, there you go.
That's exactly what it should have been. That's why they cast him
Yeah.
in that role. No, Bob Euchre's character it will never be surpassed. John Candy gave him a good run in that documentary, but the rest of it, I'll tell you, Bob Euchre is unsurpassable.
So good. Well, and Brig and I were talking about this too, that we were much older than we should have been when we actually found out that Bob Uecker is not the radio play-by-play guy for the Indians.
Oh, totally.
Like way older. I might have been in my 20s.
Oh,
Wow.
Like mid to late 20s. It's one of those things you learn as a child, and you're like,
Right.
You put it on the shelf. You don't. There's no reason to revisit it. You know, you're just like, I don't ever watch the Indians, so it's fine. Just put it over there, and then you come back and you're like, no,
All a lie.
Shattered.
It's all a lie.
Oh, man.
Shattered.
It's
That
like
was a-
learning that Santa Claus isn't real.
Careful.
Oh, sorry.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Very well played, Dave.
That was a banner time frame for Uecker. He had Miller Lite and
Yeah.
Mr. Belvedere, Major League, WrestleMania. Where wasn't he at?
WrestleMania. That's right. I forgot about WrestleMania. Oh man, iconic.
Got choked
dude.
by Andre the Giant.
I did not know about
Did
that.
I miss this?
Absolutely.
Did you miss this too?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Thank you. I felt weird.
It's on YouTube. You'll find it.
I'm going to find it right now. I promise. That's before we watch Major League again. We're going to look that up. Bob Uecker up.
I was gonna say, it looks like you have a checklist for tonight.
And it's
This morning at
It's
this point.
growing. It's growing.
Yeah, this morning at this point.
It's fine. We got pizza, so we'll add that. You know, it's good.
Pizza and a raise. That's all you need for a good time.
Pizza, Rays, and a checklist of baseball stuff. Sounds exactly like a weekend.
Now, what kind of pizza do you have?
So, DiGiorno stuffed crust. Yeah, the
Oh, there you
black
go.
box. Yeah, we like it classy here. In
It's
South
not delivery.
Carolina.
It's DiGiorno.
That's right. You know, my favorite workout of the day is DiGiorno, to be honest with you. People are like, what kind of what WOD did you do today? What workout of the day? I said DiGiorno. So, just keeping it real.
Jeez. Oh, that's funny.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, this is a good time.
Oh, man. This is great.
face hurts.
Yeah, my face hurts too. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
definitely.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you put four dads on a Zoom call together.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude,
Right?
the only thing we're missing is grass stains. Great.
Right? We should do this outside.
Jason, I have a
Hashtag
question
grass
for you.
stains.
Jason,
Yeah,
what kind of bagel can fly?
I don't know why.
A plain bagel.
I'm using that.
Yeah, you got it, dude. It's the best. That's the best. That's the first one you whip out, dude.
I can see Gianna rolling her eyes today when I tell it to her.
You got to film it when you
Oh, Dad.
deliver it.
She would, too.
We need to see this.
Oh, she's 100% her mom. So
Oh, no. It's awesome.
Do you ever give the dad laugh?
yes, I do actually.
Yes.
We've
Yeah.
all done it like 4 times tonight. Let's be honest. In our own way.
Whenever she gets caught and she gets in trouble, I do that laugh.
Busted.
Oh, man. Okay, so that means I'm not the only one that when I get up from a chair, I go, ugh.
Oh, no, that's every time.
Or
Yeah,
I sit down and I'm like, ugh. It's this exasperation.
you know you're a dad when it's like 8:30 at night and you're like, "Ugh, I'm ready for bed,"
Yeah. Yeah.
or you're falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah. Oh,
I was watching
we're
that.
in your recliner. Yeah. I was watching that. That's exactly right. You were asleep. No. No.
I was watching that. What happened? I don't know, but I was watching it.
Yes. This is so validating, you guys.
So when we bought new,
You're welcome.
when we bought new furniture, I said I want the furniture to have a reclining feature. So we have the couch and love seat that reclines. Almost
Yeah.
every night I'm half asleep sitting in it.
Yeah,
That sounds
As soon
great
as the
earlier
feet
today,
go
but
up.
I take a nap in my recliner every day after work.
that's right.
Yeah, lay down and fall asleep for a little bit.
Yeah.
I did today on my lunch break. I didn't eat lunch. I took a nap.
Quarantine work schedules.
Must be nice to work from home.
It's not.
Oh,
It's
I
much
don't.
harder than you think.
I don't work from home, so
I
still
don't
go
miss
to
the drive
office.
into work every day. So,
Dude,
I do like the 2-step commute.
the 2-step. Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked remotely for 3 years, and it was rough. I'm going to be honest with you. Like you got to get creative. You learn a lot about yourself working remotely for 3 years, but it's hard. It's not easy. Yeah.
Yeah, remote's definitely not fun.
Yeah. Depends on the age of your kids. That's the real hinge point, I feel like.
well,
Yeah, mine are 9.
the nice thing is my parents are a block and a half away. It's a little everybody loves Raymond sometimes. But
Is Marie coming over delivering the brisket?
no, I wouldn't turn brisket away. I'm built this way for a reason. Okay, these are many years of conscious choices on my part.
You're like, I made this bed. I'm gonna sleep in it.
But my mom watches Logan during the day so that I can get work done. Because Jamie's
That's awesome.
up in the bedroom. She has her own little office up there. I'm in the living room. So
She beat you to the work from home situation, I see.
legitimately by like 2 months. So
Yeah.
she started working from home in April and I got June. So
That's how it goes.
yeah.
That's funny. Oh, man. Wow, gotta love it, right?
Got to.
So on that note, looks like that's be the end of period 3. Fun times as usual.
Why don't you guys throw some plugs out there?
All right, you
I
can check us
appreciate
out on the Baseball Together podcast. New episodes every Tuesday, everywhere you get podcasts, and YouTube as well. That usually
right.
goes a few days later just because of time. You can catch Jason actually on the Philly Baseball Together podcast, me on the Seattle Baseball Together podcast. We've also got North Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles. We're going to have Arizona coming soon.
Yep.
Working on getting that one going. And then I've got the Baseball Together daily podcast where I go through the box scores from the previous day. That's more of like a commuter podcast.
Yeah. It's very short.
Yeah, it's really short. It's about 10, 15 minutes tops. Just really so you can find out the scores from the previous day without having to look it up. Just it's meant to be just a convenience thing.
It's like the box score, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah, it's just the thing that I say every episode is go through the box score, find the winners and losers, and who got their team and where they ended up.
Nice.
So every Friday I run through the division standings, and there's a This Day in Baseball History every day too.
Yep.
So
also, you don't forget to jump on the shop. We have a shop at 9plusus.com. It's NINEPLUSUS.com, where you can get all of the baseball merch that we're wearing right now. I'm wearing my 42 Legends cap. If I have to explain that to you, that's a shame. I'm also wearing my I Speak Fluent baseball t-shirt. Brad's got his Pirate baseball t-shirt on. It's a pirate skull, cross bats beneath, and stitched baseball lacing for the eye patch. It's one of our very favorites.
also our version of the Copa.
That's correct. He's got our version of the Copa de la Diversión hat. It's very exciting. Comes in 3 variations on that one. We're very excited about the shop. Very proud of it. Jump on there. Jason's wearing some of our members only gear right now with his 9plusus. Is that a flex fit, right?
Oh yeah, flex fit.
Beauty, man. That's awesome. So that's at 9plusus.com, NINEPLUSUS.com. And then we're on TikTok right now. It's probably our most active social media presence. In addition to the Facebook group, we have a private VIP only, members only Facebook group. It's 9plusus VIPs. You can navigate to our page and jump on the group right there. It's invitation only, but it's not pay to play. We'll let you in for free. We just want good quality members of our baseball family to join us there.
David's in there.
And baseballtogether.com as well.
Oh, yeah.
I post a podcast there every week. And you can get to the shop there if you have a hard time with 9plusus. Remembering with that, you can easily navigate.
to baseballtogether.com.
From baseballtogether.com to the shop. Yeah.
That's also where we post our mailbag. So if you want to ask us questions or submit a snide remark that you think is really nasty and kind of fun, we'll take that as well at baseballtogether.com.
Every time.
It happens. Yeah, we do giveaways and stuff like that all the time as well. So
That was a lot.
boy, howdy, I'll tell you. That was the most dad response ever, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Holy
Gee
man.
willikers.
God, fiddlesticks.
Jeezy Pete's.
Jeezy Pete's.
See, that's from you getting me back into Archer.
Yes, Jeezy Pete's. You're not my coal mine supervisor. If you haven't seen Archer on FX and available on Hulu, you got to, because it's the best. Okay.
Tremendous. So thank you for listening to this special episode of the Baseball Together podcast. You can find us online at facebook.com/nonothersportspod. Feel free to like, comment, or message us. The Not Another Sports podcast is available for streaming or download at anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. You can also check us out on our YouTube page. Some people actually prefer looking at us, amazingly.
That's scary.
With that, we will talk to you next time.
Have a good one.